Diving right in, senior reporter David Bland interviews a local scuba diving master instructor to learn more about how people of the tri-state are trained and certified for what some call a hobby and others call a sport.
Hello, my name is David Bland. I'm here with Larry Babcock, the master instructor and owner of Aquatech Scuba Center. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
So can you tell us a little about scuba diving or a little about yourself?
I've been born and raised in Evansville. I've been here my entire life. I'm a Bosse graduate. And I started Aquatech in 1996 when I became an instructor. And we've been in business quite a while now. And we went to our new store about 8 years ago.
Okay, so you must really know what you're doing. So can you tell us a little about how you got started, or really what caused you to get into scuba diving?
Well, it's pretty interesting. Growing up as a kid, I wasn't a water kid, so being in the water wasn't my priority. I went to Cancun on vacation with some people, and there was a friend of mine wanted me to try a tri-scuba in Cancun, Mexico. I was reluctant because not being around the water, so she kept insisting I try it. So once I tried it, I became hooked almost immediately of what I saw down there. It's like the fish and the marine life and all the colors of the coral. And when I came back, I got certified.
Personally, I've always wanted to scuba dive, so what qualifications do I have to be able to do so?
But to get certified, you got to be 10 years of age, minimum. And you got to be halfway comfortable in the water. You don't have to be a very strong swimmer, but you got to know how to swim. And basically, that's the only criteria on getting into an entry-level scuba class.
Typically, how long does it take to get certified?
We have a weekend class. It goes for 3 weekends, and usually you start on a Saturday about 2 p.m. and goes to about 8 p.m. So we got a little bit of classroom time and also some pool time where you start developing your skills. On the third weekend, we go to a rock quarry in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, is where we do our final open water dives to where you become a certified diver. The weeknight format is for people who work weekends. That goes for 1 night a week for 5 weeks.
So if there are limited places to go around here, then why would one want to scuba dive?
Well, that's the beauty of it, that because usually when you go on vacation, people usually go to places around water anyway, right? So they can do all the classroom work and their pool work here and get their open water dives done locally. And then when they go on vacation, they can actually dive like Cozumel and Cancun and places like that, where you actually can take some of your vacation time and spend it underwater.
What are some of the neatest encounters that you've had while scuba diving?
Well, this one that sticks out particularly was in Socorro Island. It's off of Cabo, Mexico. I was videotaping actually some dolphins that were below me, and then all of a sudden the sun got blocked out almost immediately. And as I looked up, I seen a 40-foot whale shark swimming overhead, and to see an animal that massive was really cool. Yeah. And got a chance to swim with him and did a lot of videotaping. Got a lot of good footage of him too.
So I know you swam with whale sharks, you swam with some dolphins, some maybe other mammals. Can you tell us about the equipment that we might need to go scuba diving? Because I see we have some equipment here today.
Yeah, sure. Your basic equipment you need is your fins. That's what propels you through the water. You got the boots for the fins. That way if you dive a little cooler water, it actually keeps you a little bit warmer.
And are those sinkable or are those floatable?
These are floatable. Floatable? Yeah, so they are made out of neoprene, so they're positive buoyant. So we got to have weights to offset positive buoyancy. So you want to be able to see, so we have a mask. Basically this is our window to the underwater world, we call it, to be able to see different things like that. Then we have a snorkel, in case you're on the surface, if you want to conserve air in your scuba cylinder. Now this is basically scuba. Scuba stands for self-contained underwater breathing apparatus because you're actually taking the air with you right here. Okay. These cylinders usually hold about 3,000 psi's of air, and this is called a regulator that you see that's mounted onto the cylinder. They call this a first stage. The reason why they call it a first stage is this is the first stage in reducing this high pressure air down to a breathable. So this is it goes to intermediate. Then it goes down to the second stage. This is a second stage. This is what you actually breathe from, and it goes to an ambient pressure. So actually you can just breathe normally. And usually you can stay down anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour with these cylinders. And this is a buoyancy compensator device. What this is, basically you wear it like a jacket, and it actually holds the cylinder, and you can put air in it, to positively float on the surface, or you can fine tune it in the water to where you're neutral. As a diver, that's where we want to be at, is neutral buoyancy, where we don't float, we don't sink. It's like flying through space.
So let's say I've signed up for the class and I've learned all about really the courses of what scuba diving is, and I learned about the equipment. What's the next step for me to get certified?
The next step, since we don't dive alone, is that you get your dive buddy to come with you. Then we'll go to the pool and let you put the equipment on and take your first breath underwater.
All right, well, let's head to the pool.
Okay. What we're going to do today is go over a few lessons on how to put the equipment on. We're going to learn how to clear water out of the mask. Have you guys ever been on scuba before? Never, right? Never. Good.
Okay, what you want to do first, put it in your mouth and exhale into it first. In case there's any water, it gets pushed out. So you hold it with the right hand, put it on your mouth, and just breathe normally. Take 2 or 3 breaths.
Anytime this regulator comes out of your mouth, what happens to it? Water fills up, right? So if we just stick it back in our mouth and breathe in the water, what happens? We inhale water. So we don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove it. Now in scuba diving, the most important rule in scuba is never hold your breath. The first method I'm going to show you how to clear it is going to be the purge method. Okay, so what we do is we take the second stage out of our mouth, okay? We point the mouthpiece down, let small bubbles, we put it back in, and we take our tongue and we stick right in the mouthpiece. And there's a little purge right here. Hit it just quickly, okay?
Reporting from downtown YMCA for Bosse's EVSC Community Link, I'm David Bland, and this is Sydney Burkhart.